Alright, Saber fans, today I'm going to teach you how to do a staff spin. So first, you're going to want to put your hand in the center of the lightsaber, and you put your other hand on top of your other. You usually have your dominant hand over and your non-dominant hand over your wrist. Now you want one palm down, which is grabbing the hilt, and one palm up, which is kind of what you're going to pass your lightsaber to. Now, you want this to have, it's mainly wrist movement. This whole movement is mainly wrists. With the other movements that we get into, the orbitals and stuff, which I'll talk about later, you have a lot of shifting in your movement. This you can stand perfectly still and still spin your saber. Now, when you spin, pay attention to the silver and the black. I did that backwards. Silver and the black. Now, when I do it, you miss saber. It's called the pass hit method. So you miss one saber, and your left or right hand should hit only one color. And so for my right is always going to hit black, and my left is always going to hit when the silver comes around. And then when you do it, you'll get faster and faster. But the idea between the pass hit is this. So you let one saber pass, and as the first blade passes, you don't want to grab it. You want to grab the second blade when it comes around. And the same thing with your other hand on the bottom. You wait for the second blade to pass, and then you grab it. Now, the idea behind that is that you're basically like tossing it to your other hand. And so you gain momentum and keep gaining momentum. And this spin can be applied to many other spins. So when you do like a normal spin like this, you can double it up with time if you do the spin and then cross over. So you do the pass hit method as you go across. It can also help from behind the back, which I'll go into. You basically pass it, and then bam. Same with over the head. So you go over the head, pass it, and then bam. This is the same spin that Darth Maul uses in Phantom Menace a lot. When he parries Obi-Wan's lightsaber, or when he fights Qui-Gon, you'll see him spin at least once or twice before blocking the lightsaber or whatever. But this is the basis of the staff spin. Now, as far as other spins go, this is the orbitals that you have to do. And you can do Obi-Annie spins with that, and I'll get into that later. But staff spins with Obi-Annie aren't really realistic, and I do not recommend it. Now, backwards Obi-Annie is a bit different. Backwards Obi-Annie can come in real handy because you go underneath the armpit and it doesn't take as much space. Bam. Now, with orbitals, you have one palm up and one palm down. With a normal spin, or like attacks, it's both palm down. So you can attack very easily, as well as block very easily. But with spins, you want one palm up, one palm down. Usually your dominant hand is up and your non-dominant hand is down. And so when you do the spin, you want to have your non-dominant hand come up, and then your dominant hand come down and start going to your right of the side of the body. And so that's what this is. It's going back and forth. This is the first move you want to use. And so basically, if you see your non-dominant hand lets go, most of the time is just to direct the second blade. When you switch control, your non-dominant or your dominant hand will let go, and then your other hand will have full control. So when you switch directions, that's when your body will have, like when your hand switch possession over the saber. Now when you can do that, you can have this movement, but then when you transition from left to right, that's when the energy switches. And so this is good when you're fighting two enemies at once and you need to switch real quick. This spin is great for that. Pretty practical in that sense. Now, as you see, my energy switches right in the middle. You see the silver and black. Silver, now I have the black control, silver. And so it's back and forth, it's switching energy. So you want to kind of loose grip on one of your hands when you do it. And then from here, you can also transition to the behind the back. Now, the behind the back is pretty tricky. It took me a while to figure out the sizing and stuff because blades change and I hit the ground a lot. And so it was a lot to understand, and as well as, you know, arch up enough that the blades don't hit the ground. Now, it's the same thing, it's the same pass hit method, but the idea is that you do it behind your back. Don't do that, because that happens. Know the length of your blade, and so you don't end up dropping it. I've dropped it several times when I was practicing this stuff, and so know the length. And what you do sometimes is lift your shoulder up a bit more, just so you don't hit the ground. So, what you want to do it is, it's the same orbital movement like this, right? But you're going to hold on to it and keep passing it. And so the pass hit method is hard to see from behind you, but you're basically like just tossing it to the other hand. So pass it, and bam. I'll do that again. So orbital, pass it, and then you can carry it back to the front. Okay, from here, so you guys can see. So pass it, orbital to the front. Yep. And so you can also spin backwards Obi-Annie. And so it's a different type of orbital, but both palms are down. This is one time where you can spin it with both palms down. And so you want to go, start here. You want to rotate it, so one is underneath your armpit, and you want to slide it off your armpit, or your shoulder, I should say. And so when you get fast at it, you want to twist your hips as well. Twist your shoulders when you do it. Makes a very clean spin. And then of course you can do it without the armpits and just have one palm up, one palm down, and just do the normal orbital. So remember, one hand always has control. Usually it's your dominant hand. The second one is just to control it. Now, I'll also do it backwards, of course. Same with the armpit one. Both palms down. You can do it backwards. So into the armpit and slide up. The armpit, slide up. This is what I use a lot when sparring. With both one blade, I go in, and surprising the second blade. Now, with sparring or practicing any type of dueling form or spinning, you want to do reps, and you want to do a lot of reps so you get muscle memory. The best way that I learned to do this is doing 100 reps of one spin and then transitioning, or do 50, pause, and then 50 again if you can't do the full 100. And so every time you make contact, or repetitive contact, you count that as one. So every time, let's say my left hand hit the black, it would be, or I guess silver now, it would be hit, so 1, 2, all the way until 100. And then if you drop the saber, 20 push-ups. If you hit yourself, it's 10. It's just discipline and helps your muscle memory adjust to the spinning, and so that'll help a lot as well. It also helps if you practice with something heavier than what you intend to use, because it'll make you faster as well. The smooth swing with staff I do not recommend, because it's hard to read the locations of the clashes on both sabers, because if you hit one blade, it'll register the other as a clash. And so right here we have a Crystal Focus 10 and a Profi. And so the blade styles are a bit different, but the brightness is still the same. So now we'll demo it for you guys in the dark. See what it looks like. Wonderful. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Don't forget, 20 push-ups if you drop it, 10 push-ups if you hit yourself. Please like, comment any questions you have about the spins or what you want to see. Obiani spin, backwards Obiani spin. Please share with any fans, family, anybody who likes Saber stuff. Please subscribe. If you want to see more content, more tutorials, more lightsaber reviews, hey, I'll do it every week. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.